Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming back once again to Deb Chanel's 48's World, where we do recaps and reviews on pretty much everything, like I said. Today, we're going to talk about something that I got off Gossip.com and TMZ.com. They both did articles on Aisha Tyler. If you don't know who she is, if you look at talk show hosts or talk shows, like the media, not the media, the View, the Real, is one called The Talk, and that's the one that she's actually on, with Julie Chen and Cheryl Underwood, Sherry Osborne, and Sarah Gilbert. I think I got everybody. Anyway, that's her crew. And that's what she's currently doing along with, working on some TV stuff, which is like Criminal Minds. She was on that show, or I think still on that show, and she's been in other movies such as The Fifth Wheel, Top Suit, 13 the series, and the one that I really remember her from, which is Ghost Whisper. And then she was in some comedy, cartoon excerpt, Archie or Archer or something like that, and some kind of game show called Whose Line Is It Anyway? So that was just a spiel of her repertoire, and we all know her as being, like I said, a part of the Talk cast, host, and she's an actress, comedian, author, producer, writer, and director. Well, anyway, like I said, just to give you her resume of what she has done and solidified herself into, and she owned two businesses. Let me not forget that, to put that little T out there for her as well. But anyway, y'all, she's the breadwinner, right? She's a breadwinner. She has her own, I think it's a media company she owns called BTDO, and some kind of hot machine type entrepreneurship ownership she has with that. I'm thinking it's another media outlet, but don't quote me on it. But like I said, I got this information from Gossip.com as well as TMZ.com. But the one that I'm reading is from Gossip.com. They titled their particular article, Aisha Tyler to pay husband $2 million in swirling divorce. Anybody that knows anything about a swirl, sometimes it's talking about interracial couples or interracial dating or interracial marriages. And she happens to be married to a Caucasian man, I'm guessing, or Tijines. That may be some kind of ethnic name, but I'm not really sure. It might be Jewish. I'm not 100% sure, like I said, but might be Parisian. Either way, that's not here or there. She's married to not her race, put it like that. But anyway, the article goes on to read like, dang, poor Aisha Tyler is being stuck or sucked dry by ex-hubby. Jeff. His last name is spelled Tietijenes. Didn't want to like mess it up, though I knew I would. Tijines is how I would pronounce it, but it may be pronounced some other kind of way. It says, according to TMZ reports, Aisha has been ordered to pay Jeff $31,250 a month in spousal support for the next 4 years, plus a lump sum of $500K. Woohoo! Talk about hitting the bank. Woo! Anyway, Jeff also gets half of the money from the sale of their home. Of course, who would want to live in a home that you shared 23 years with, right? So I could see that being an amicable split. Then he wants to keep his 2012 Lexus, and she will keep her 2013 Telsa. Okay, then we had Tyler's company. She has two companies she owns. Like I said, it's called BTDO Media and Hot Machine. They both remain hers solely. And then we have a couple had actually married in 1992, then separated in January 2015. And then her husband was the one who actually filed for divorce last year. And if you were catching the show called the commentary show or talk show, The Talk. She even went on air and just expressed it and let it all out that she was getting a divorce and that she loved her husband and this, that, and the third. It just, went its course, and it just is what it is. Now I'm just gonna be play devil's advocate and think, well, could it have been you maybe snuck out on the man? Because they always saying that men always sneaking out on the women, cheating, causing infidelity, this, that, and third. When you were doing all those movies and different other ventures you had from your main job, which was the talk, that we normally see you on a day-to-day basis, even though we know it's scripted and it's taped pre-ahead of time before it's actually aired to the public. Was there any infractions going on there, Aisha? But anyway, that's just my sidebar. No pun intended. But they always blame the man. So I'm like, if Aisha got to pay all this money, what did she do, Lord? What did she do? But even if she didn't do anything and he was just tired of maybe him being the homebody, maybe he wasn't making as much money as she was, and that can messes with a man's ego, their masculinity, because they're taught and boast about they supposed to be the breadwinners, they're supposed to be the providers, and when you're not in that role where money, for the love of money, basically you are not the shot caller. So those purse strings are definitely being broken and spilled out to Jeff, and he's getting the he's playing the role where he's getting the money, whereas if it was I wouldn't say normal, because that could be the norm for someone else, and everybody's normal when it comes to marriages and who actually gets the child support, the spousal support, the alimony, all the other stuff that other people get that have very well solidified financial portfolios, very substantial deep pockets. You know what I'm saying? They may, if they didn't do anything to mess up the marriage where infidelity was involved or just irreconcilable differences, the marriage just had to end for whatever reason, due to not giving us all the information about us being the public. We didn't have to know anything. It's just, okay, y'all marriage didn't work. All right, crashed and burned. It is what it is. Excuse me. Even though I hate to see them in such a longevity type, a long-standing type of marriage. If you can go 23, hell, you can go 23, 44, 86 more. But we do know, and I am a divorcee myself. I got divorced in 93. And I had been with my ex-husband for about, really, I'd known him all my little young life. Met him when I was probably about 12, 10 or 12. Had a crush on him. He didn't have a crush on me until after I had got in high school, and of course got a formative body, and I was banging. Trust me, I was looking good back then in the day. Not that I'm looking bad now, but I definitely gained a lot more weight than my high school days. Let's just put it like that. So, that's when he basically started liking me, and we started spending a lot more, quality time together, and, we end up getting married, have a baby, shortly after, maybe a couple of years, got divorced. Some people would say we were young. Some people would say, you were just outgrowing him. Some people get stagnant while other people grow. So, I say it like this to anybody who's thinking about getting a divorce or they've been pondering it. You got to do what fits you and that person that you're with, because you're the only two that can say whether you can make other than the Lord above. But you got to put in the work. If you're not going to put in the work, then just, give it up pretty much. There's no sense in everybody else coming into the mix, making their own speculation of what you should do, this, that, and the third. No. I mean, if it's run its course, if infidelity was a part of it, or hell, you just got tired and you're better apart than you are together, yes, let it go. Let it go, because we want everybody to have, first and foremost, peace of mind. And then, if other people or the other persons just want money, and they're hungry, then they need to have peace of mind where they go get that and continue to chase that money. Because, like they say, for the love of money, you know what I'm saying? You could do some weird ass shit with it. You could do good with it. You could do bad with it. Or, you can be just whole messed up in the head with it. you know, far as, you know, so many people want to borrow from you all the time. So many people, you know, just want you for your money, and you don't know if they're coming from a good spot or a good place, or they just trying to, you know, milk you dry, high and dry. So it's just really between the two spectrums. And if you can't find no balance or evenness between the two, you know, some has got to give, and it's going to tell you. It's either going to be the marriage, or it's going to be, you know, for the love of money. You know, most people get married and they anticipate their spouse having, what do you call it, more solidified financial portfolio than they are, depending on their skill sets and their education and, you know, their go-getter mentality. You're going to always have that. And so I was going to be somewhat even. So if Jeff in the marriage was basically, well, I'll be your assistant, I'll take care of you, I'll keep the house good, this, that, and that, I'll be your personal cheerleader to keep you motivated, to keep you driven. Then me being the breadwinner, and I've had those type of assets, and I've definitely solidified myself through, you already heard me give you her list of accolades. She ain't hurting for no money. She probably will never hurt for no money, because she seems like she has a very good sense of business. She markets herself real well, and she carries her brand real well. So, like I said, hey, I only thought she was part of the Talking Ghost Whispers. But when I did a little research and found out, you know, she did all these other things, I'm like, okay. And maybe she wanted that type of life. Maybe she wanted that type of a husband. So if she's giving him a way out where, hey, I know we were together for 23 years. I know you were pretty much, not say up my butt, but you were my assistant. You did what I wanted you to do. You were really taking care of home for me, this, that, and the third. I'm going to take care of you for 4 years. That's good, because he could, you know, have done real bad and said, hey, I want you to take care of me for the rest of my life. Like on the flip side, women, women would want that. You know, and I'm a woman. If I was very much so married to somebody that was very well established in the financial department and had deep pockets, and I helped get some of that, oh yes, I won't have, yeah, we need to, you know, do a prenup. We need to update our prenup every 6 months, unless we both were broke, you know, pretty much on the same playing field as far as income, maybe a little leeway here and there as far as numbers are concerned. You know, but if we were kind of like close, you know, it really doesn't matter. You know, you take what you get when you got in. I take what I got and what I got in. But, you know, people get greedy. They get lazy. Well, let's not use lazy. They get kind of like stagnant, complacent. They just, you know, see themselves as being in this role, and that's all they care about. That's all, you know, that's all that matters. You're going to do what you got to do. Let me continue to live in this luxury. And, you know, if you ever want to get rid of me, know it that I'm going to want to stay in this luxury. I want to still want the same things, you know, henceforth and evermore, because I ain't never get married again. I want to go through this, you know, trauma, this, you know, detrimentalness that's going to put on me, da-da-dee-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying, guys? So that's why I was like, wow, okay, she's being very amicable. And like I said, when she broke the news on the talk at that particular time, you could tell she was hurt. But you could tell she had cried herself out. Or like I said, maybe she was the offending party and she had did something, and, you know, just is what it is, because he actually filed for a divorce, not her. So I'm like, okay. That's why I was making a pun at the first part of my commentary. Like, what, Aisha, what you did? What have you done, Aisha? But, you know, she's putting that on the back burner. Ain't none of that coming out. So I was like, okay, cool. So he knows how to still keep secrets, or keep the negativeness of what actually made them split out of the public eye, which it should be kept. You know, whatever's done between y'all, whether it's done in the dark, done in the light, let it come out between you all in the dark or light. Don't have to be what do you call it, private. I mean, it don't have to be public, exploited out for everybody to take part of and give their own spin of, wow, why he do that, why she do that, well why did you know all that kind of stuff. So I just thought it was very interesting. I thought I wanted to talk about it. So I'm talking about it. And I was like, okay, well, kudos to Miss Tyler getting hers, solidifying hers, and then taking care of hers. Because like I said, he probably don't have as much as she has. And because he was put in a certain position that he felt like he wanted to own. And he owned it for a very long time. And now he has to go and reinvent himself. Whether that's getting more education under his belt, or a foundation of education, or getting some college classes in, getting a degree here or there, or just getting certified in something, or him finding himself after all those years of being with her, under her shadow, if he was under her shadow or just next to her, but not getting the, accolades that she was getting, where she far more, I guess you could say, lack of a better word, exceeded him, and, he was just like thrown to the wayside. If that happened, I'm only speculating because I don't know. They didn't give us too much, or, I didn't find too much on, the situation to make a formative judgment call on what happened, and this is why it's resolving itself this way. But like I said, this is what it is. Very interesting story. Very much so put out on the flip side, because we usually are seeing women take men to the cleaners, or not necessarily putting it in that negativity, because sometimes some men may need to be taken to the cleaners depending on the mess that they have made of the whole relationship. Because kids could be involved. Divorce gets very messy at times. Luckily, I had a pretty good, amicable one. Some little sly stuff said here and there. But after the dust settled, we'll never be friends. I can tell you that much. But we are very cordial to one another. And, the relationship was kind of strained between him and my daughter. But now it seems like they are trying to get some things together. It kind of reminded me of Candy's daughter Riley, and how she pretty much had to deal with block. I had not that rough of a situation of a man. Mine was more so of a, laid back, didn't too much really getting into fuss arguments or anything of that nature, or didn't want to handle anything too serious. You know what I'm saying? Just one of them, I wouldn't say a weak man, but just a man that you pretty much could kind of run over until they got into something that they really cared about. Passionate. He wasn't one of them strong type. I'm gonna lead you, and you're gonna follow, because you're gonna respect me because I respect you. That type of man that just takes control, but does it in a godly way. One that you can look up to and want to be submissive to. You know what I'm saying? So one that sees where he wants you to walk with him, not behind him, not in front of him. That kind of like mental attitude and spirituality. So I can go on and on and on and on about this subject, but I think I did almost 20 minutes worth of rambling and giving y'all some meat and juice of what I've gotten from the gossip columns, which are reputable. TMZ, because they don't want to get sued. They try to put more, 99.9% out there that's truth. And gossip.com, they don't want to share that same legality issues when they do put some out there that's not necessarily true. They don't want to have that coming back to haunt them either. I think it comes from good, credible sources. So that's basically all that I had on this thing, or commentary about Aisha and her purse strings getting a little in poverty right now. Some assets of real heavy hit of money is flowing out her bank account on a monthly basis. Okay. Guap. Got a lot of guap coming from Aisha to Mr. Jeff's pockets. But like I said, he more than likely deserved to have those benefits sent his way. And I'm glad they're both handling it very well. So, y'all, that was my take on, a divorcee having to have to be paying out money, which is happening to be the female this time and not the male being extorted, how they like to feel they're being done when divorce has to take place. But I'll be doing a lot more segments on, people getting divorced and major money is playing a bigger role in it, and whether or not it seems like they deserve it. Okay, guys, but y'all have a great weekend. Always come and check me out. I always got something to say. Maybe your cup of tea, but then maybe it's just nice to have a conversation of another perspective and be able to see and hear that viewpoint without being biased. Okay? But y'all take care. Blessings to you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.